Like waves we soar so high, beneath the moonlight. The soft touch your hand in mine gets me every time.
Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about sensory overload, or my version of it, things that affect me. I'm currently in Dean, got a 2 to Blatchington Road and hand over. Morning. Okay, so what's the first one? First one is tags. Tags in clothing, it's a common one. Drive me fucking insane. Oh yeah, I should warn you, there's likely to be swearing in this video. Quite why they are a thing in this day and age is anyone's guess. But for me, it's like having a rack of fucking pins that are digging in your side all day. And the thing that gets me with them is you can't take them out on most items of clothing because they stitch them into the bloody seam. So even if you pull them out, you end up with a hole and you end up ruining the top or whatever it is. And the companies that really get me are the ones that stitch fucking buttons onto the tags. So yeah, that's the next level. But yeah, tags in clothes drive me bloody insane. So yeah, tags in clothes. Anyway, I'm back at the garage now, so I'm gonna go and have my break and go down and do my 6s, and I'll come back to you with the other things in a little bit. The next thing, foods, certain kind of foods. I won't say the specific foods that trigger me, because all of a sudden they'll be the most common thing for lunch around here, the drivers being the way they are. So I won't mention specifics, but in general, mushy foods, things that go mushy. Yeah, I have a real big trigger with those, with mush, where I can't handle mush. And yeah, there is one food in particular that even the smell of it triggers me. And yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, because like I say, it'll be very common in here. So yeah, mushy stuff. Can't handle mushy stuff. So what else is there? Yeah, my auditory system. That's an interesting one. If there's a lot of people talking and someone's talking to me in particular, sometimes I can't handle that. It becomes overwhelming, and I had a look to see if I could find what I actually hear or something close to it. So have a listen to this, and this is as close as I could get. It's not exactly what I hear, but this is as close as I can get. So yeah, that is basically what I hear if I'm getting overwhelmed. It happened just now actually. A guy called Marco, Italian guy, lots of people talking. He spoke directly to me. I couldn't understand him, I had to get him to repeat himself. A good way to tell if I'm starting to get that is, first of all, I'll start doing that, move my ear So just to try and focus on that. If that doesn't work, I'll be like this, just trying to cut down on the amount of noise going into my ear. But yeah, quite often that doesn't work either. So yeah, it's interesting. If I get you to repeat yourself 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times, that's why, because I'm just not understanding what you're saying. I'm not hearing you, and yeah, it can be frustrating sometimes, but it is what it is. So I'm currently checking out my next bus for my second half. 2 round trips on the 6th, or 2 and a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go out and do this, and I'll talk to you about the last one in a little bit. Normally when I'm talking to people, I won't be looking at your eyes. There are other reasons behind that as well, but I'll normally be looking at your mouth, and if I'm struggling to understand what you're saying, I will solely focus on your mouth, try and lip read, give me a clue on what you're saying. Another thing that I've just thought of while I was driving, actually, I was trying to think of, nothing really visually affects me, but actually it does. Certain patterns affect me, like they can trigger me, so I don't know why, they just do. Not all the time either, so it's a bit weird. What else is there? Oh yeah, being touched. Do not like being touched. It actually triggers me massively, and it's all right. My kids can touch me. My ex-wife can touch me. Anyone else? Not so much. It creates a massive trigger. I really don't like it. Like, why the fuck do you need to touch me? There are certain situations where you have to touch, like you have to shake hands and stuff like that. I don't like doing it, but sometimes you have to, and you just gotta take it on the chin then, don't you? But yeah, so yeah, I had someone give me a man hug a few months ago, and yeah, that didn't go down too well. Didn't enjoy that at all, not one little bit. Yeah, it's not good. Don't touch me. Occasionally you come across someone that is very touchy-feely, keeps touching your arm and stuff like that, and yeah, it takes everything I have just not to turn and go, don't bloody touch me. I don't know why you need to touch me anyway. Why do you need to touch me? Just don't. If, however, you're liked enough, then it's not a problem. Like, as I say, my ex-wife could touch me, so I can be touched. I do like being touched, but only if I care about you enough. And yeah, wife and kids, parents, both my parents are dead, so yeah. Anyway, I'll continue this in a bit. I've got to go. As you can see, I'm in the car. I've literally just finished. Just bumped into my son as well, which was nice. So yeah, incredibly busy second half. Didn't have time to finish what I was saying. Certain textures of clothing really bother me as well. Like, yeah, if they're too rough, like, it just drives me mad. It may be a bit of a risk putting this video out, because obviously I'm divulging the things that trigger me, but the way I see it is any true friend isn't going to want to trigger me, which is fine. Anyone that watches this and decides it'd be funny or entertaining, or tries to use this information to trigger me, the way I see it is that just says more about you than it does me. The chances of you getting a reaction are pretty slim, because I'm very quickly going to realise what you're doing. So yeah, the chances of getting a reaction are next to nil. How do I get around all of these triggers? Quite simply, I try to avoid. I just try to avoid them. There's a moped riding along the pavement there, nearly hit a family with a pushchair. So yeah, I just try to avoid them, like the mushy foods and stuff. Obviously, I just stay away from. And the certain foods I stay away from. The clothing, I do try to have clothing that doesn't have labels in. If I can't avoid the clothing that doesn't have labels in, I will quite often rip the label out or cut the label out. The trouble with cutting it out, you get that little bit that's left, which is just as bad, if not more annoying. But yeah, I've got a number of t-shirts that have a hole in the seam where I've pulled the label out. As for the touching, I do try to avoid it. Occasionally, like some days it's worse than others as well, like with all of these things. With the touching, when people put money down on the side there to pay, there's no problem. Obviously, because there's no touching going on. If they go to hand it to me, I will try to encourage them to put it on the side. If they're just not, then I'll put my hand out and just hope that they drop the money into my hand. Equally, when I'm giving change, I won't actually place it in their hand. I'll go close to their hand and drop it. Yeah. As for the man hugs, if we could just not, that would be really appreciative. The fact that the only people that don't make me cringe when they touch me are close family, and I believe one friend actually that I've known for quite a while. I get on with her quite well, and I remember she used to keep putting her hand on my shoulder, and I would just tense up like straight away, and I'd be like, but the last time I saw her, I hadn't seen her for about a year, she gave me a hug, and that was fine. So I don't know what that means. Maybe we just don't know what that means. But I think she's the only one other than close family, and there's nothing like untoward there. You know, we're just friends. The radio on the bus, when I have bit of a sensory overload going on. But not even then. But sometimes I can't understand what's being said on the radio. So what I do with that is, obviously I know there's been a radio call. I'll wait until a more quiet time, and what I mean by quiet time is there's less going on, and I'll radio up and ask them, or I'll phone them up and ask them to repeat the message and tell me the message directly to me. Quite often I'll wait until the terminus and phone up, because it is just clearer on the phone. So as for the passengers talking to me, I don't really get it then, because obviously the cab's separate from the rest of the bus. People are sat quite far behind me, and generally they're not that noisy, so I can't really remember a time where I've had that on the bus. That doesn't mean to say that it won't ever happen on the bus, but I've just been editing this video, and I remembered that my camera overheated and turned itself off, so just before the outro as well. So if you enjoyed the video, please do give the video a like, please do subscribe. Around about 70% of my viewers aren't subscribed. Totally free to do, and if you decide to unsubscribe at another time, that's also free to do. Leave a comment below, let me know what sort of sensory issues you have, especially if you're neurodiverse, and leave a comment below on if you enjoy this kind of content and if you want me to do more of this kind of content. I've got another couple of videos I've got in mind. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time.